In this video we're going to look at the situation where you would need to use both mole equations to be able to answer the question and find the answer. Now this might happen in a lab situation where you're asked to make up a solution of known concentration and volume, and to do that you need to calculate how much solute you're actually going to use to create your solution. To do this, you need to be able to remember both of your formula triangles. This one, mass equals the number of moles times the gram formula mass. If you don't like remembering them as triangles, you can of course write it out over here. So mass equals moles times and the second triangle, which was involving we used for our solutions, is number of moles equals concentration times volume. And again, if you're not a fan of that, you could, using the triangles, you can write it out like this: concentration times volume. Now, there are two ways that we can do these types of questions, so let's look at the first one. Example 1, calculating mass. How many grams of calcium chloride are there in 25 centimetres cubed of a solution of concentration 0.1 moles per litre? The first thing you have to do here is draw out your two triangles, or write out your two sets of formula. Mass, number of moles in gram formula mass, and here number of moles equals concentration times volume. And now what we can do is highlight what information we actually have in the text and tick it off in our triangles. So we have 25 centimetres cubed. We'll need to remember to convert that into litres, but we have that, so we can tick it off here. We also have a concentration of 0.1 moles per litre, so we can tick that off. So straight away we can work out the number of moles using our solution triangle. Now, since we're wanting to look at how many grams, so we want to figure out the mass, we can circle that. So we want to figure out the mass over here. We know the gram formula mass, we can work it out from the formula. In this example, we're going to actually have to work out the formula because we've given the calcium chloride, so we'll need to work out our formula first, and then we can go back and work out the gram formula mass. And the number of moles we have, we can bring that over from our solutions triangle. So let's get started. So our first step is calculating the number of moles. Number of moles equals concentration times volume. Okay, from our information up here we can see the concentration is 0.1 moles per litre. And our volume is 25 centimetres cubed. Remember, we don't work in centimetres cubed in these calculations, we work in litres, so you'll need to divide this by 1000. And once you do this sum, you'll find that the answer is 0.0025 moles. Okay, so we now have the number of moles for both triangles, so we can get back to the second step, working out the mass. Mass equals the number of moles times the gram formula mass. Our number of moles we got from our first triangle is 0.0025. And our gram formula mass we have to work out. Now we've got calcium chloride. Calcium's in group 2, chlorine's in group 1, sorry, group 7, so it's got a valency of 1. Swap them. Look down and when we write our formulas, calcium chloride has that formula here, CaCl2. I'm going to come over to this kind of bottom corner here so that I can do our valency steps. our gram formula mass steps. Calcium's 1 times 40. Chlorine's 2 times 35.5, 71. So we have 111 here. So back to our mass. Mass equals 0.0025 times 111 for our gram formula mass. And when you work that out, you'll get an answer to the likes of 0.277, okay, and we can just round that and we can say the answer is 0.28 grams. So that is how you would use both triangles to work out how many grams, so to work out the mass of solute you need to use to make a solution. The second way is calculating the concentration. So you have a known mass and you've got a known volume of the solution you want to make, so you need to work out the concentration of that solution that you would be creating. Okay, so again, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw out these triangles. Okay, and looking at our text here, we can tick off what we have. So we have 2 grams of sodium hydroxide. We also have the formula. We can work that out. So we have the gram formula mass. So the very first thing is we can work out, using our first triangle here, we can work out our number of moles. Okay, we are looking for the concentration. We have the volume. Okay, we need to convert it into litres, but we still have it. So that's how we work out these steps. So first step, number of moles equals mass divided by gram formula mass. The mass that we were given in the question was 2 grams, and our gram formula mass of sodium hydroxide divided by 40 is 0.05. So that's how many moles we have. And that's our first step done. Okay, now taking that number of moles that we've calculated down into the second step, we can work out the concentration. Concentration is the number of moles divided by the volume. We have 0.05 brought down from our first step. And our volume was 50 centimetres cubed of water. In the question, 50 divided by 1000, remember we have to convert it into litres before we use it. Okay, and you'll have 0.05 divided by 0.05, and your final answer will be 1 mole per litre concentration.